Kala and Denise here on MILFPRENEUR, and they have a business called Betterness. Um, Denise and Kayla, just tell us a little bit about yourselves and your business.
All right, I'll go first. My name is Denise. I'm the COO and co-founder of Betterness. I have known Kayla for over 20 years. We were friends first, and then we went into business about 7, 8 years ago. I have a background in business development, partnerships, marketing, and then I handle, obviously as COO, a lot of the operations and logistics for our businesses that we run over here. So, hi guys.
And then I'm Kayla, originally from San Diego. As Denise mentioned, we have known each other for 20 something years after meeting in college. But I was a network engineer, and then as of 3 weeks ago, full time, I am an internal comms manager, which is very demure, very cutesy. I call myself a comms girly now. But yes, I'm super passionate about wellness, and after being a natural hair blogger, I really transitioned into getting face to face with people and making sure that as CEO, we are taking these big ideas and big visions and kind of helping to make sure these women feel seen and heard in everything we do. Yeah.
Essentially, what Betterness is better wellness, and it's a daily intentional kind of exploration of what your self care should look like. We look at ourselves as the discovery and access platform for people who don't really know where to start with their self care, or their priorities and responsibilities have maybe changed, and so they need to explore what self care looks like for their today. And so, Betterness, we have a multitude of different kind of ways that we provide those services,
Yep.
from a subscription box to a community and a membership to book clubs and fitness challenges and an actual shop where you can just build your own DIY self-care kits, all under the Betterness brand. We also have, what I'll let Kayla talk to, is our own products. So this is Betterness Body, and that is the body butter that we launched in November of last year. But lots of different products and lots of different ways that you can start to explore what self-care looks like for you. We know that self-care evolves, self-care is changing. There's 8 billion people in the world, so that means there's over 8 billion ways to do self-care, and the way that you do self-care today might not be what worked for you yesterday. So we kind of serve as a consistent place where you can come and continue to explore what might work for you.
It's called body butter, literally with the ah in the middle, because we want to make sure that when anyone is using it, men or women, they really feel this sense of calm. And so there's white tea and
I just like to
bergamot
smell
in
it.
there. It smells amazing. It feels amazing. As you can see, I can't stop touching my hands because it is really silky and smooth. And after 8 years, right, or 7 years at the time of really testing out different products and putting those in our boxes year over year over year, it just made sense for us to take those best practices and things we'd learned and liked, and make sure that we made this product that actually makes a difference in the lives of everyday people who need something for their kids with eczema, or they're dealing with psoriasis. It's all natural, it's vegan, no parabens, none of the bad stuff, and everything that's good. So we love body butter.
So wait, you said 7 years. So it took you 7 years to really do all the research, all the management and production for that body butter,
There
right?
we go. I love how
Uh,
she said it. Yes.
so
And it didn't take that long,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But we fell into thinking like what we're continuously searching for the perfect products to put into our box and put them in front of mothers and working women, professional women who are really don't have the time to figure out, is this ingredient harmful? Is this good for me? And so we saw that there was not really a luxurious body butter. It was, these body butters that take a while to actually sink into your skin. They kind of just sit on your skin. Or we saw a lot of body butters that were just didn't smell really fresh and didn't give you that really, like, again, luxurious feeling. And so we said, okay, let's do that. But then let's also add in horsetail extract and these different things. But yeah, we wanted to just make sure to create something that actually made a difference in the lives of the women who put our butter, and it didn't, get on their sheets or their clothes when they put their clothes on. And that's the one thing we get. Like, I just got a review last week about that. It's like, oh my gosh, this, I can put it on and I don't feel like my sheets are going to have like oil all over them, right? Like, because it's really soaking into their skin. And so, yes, all of that research over years and years and years, we took that and said, okay, how can we leverage this into a product, and what should that be? And so we asked our audience, we asked our subscribers, we asked our community, what do you want? And they said a body butter. And so we took that and then created body butter.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say, 8 years ago, we started Betternessbox, which was our monthly and then converted into a quarterly subscription box. That is now baked into our community membership.
Yeah.
Body butter, as Kala mentioned, is kind of a product, a subproduct of the research that we did in running a subscription box business.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we were waiting for 8 years to be able to kind of like launch our own product. We were running a subscription box business and still are.
Yeah.
But after doing that research and all of the things that Kala so eloquently has already kind of like explained,
but
Betterness
we knew
body came out of that.
We knew we were gonna do products.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
we
had
know
it
we're
in
gonna do a
mind.
lot of things. We know we're gonna do a book. We know we're gonna have a spa somewhere at some point. Like, we know all of these things are gonna come. So it wasn't like out of the question. It just was like, wow, it
The
looks
timing,
like this
right?
is the time to do it. And
Yeah.
we dived in at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, timing is everything. Timing
Yeah.
is everything. And I really like how you guys get feedback from your customers and your members,
Yeah.
letting them give you feedback. And really, that's the way that you've built your formula. And that's amazing because, it's important to listen to your consumers. So that's great on your guys'
The
part that
most
you put this
important.
way. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys do quarterly subscriptions for the Betterness box, correct?
So actually, we layered in our monthly membership. We
Okay.
layered in the box into that. So yes, all of our members get the box once every quarter.
Once-
And we literally, in the society, in like this self-care community container, have all of those offerings, from book club to group therapy to, yes, let's talk about the products. Let's do this fitness challenge. Oh, actually, the things in the box are part of the fitness challenge, right? Like, we layer in everything so that it's a holistic, solution, and people can tap in when they have the capacity to, and tap out when they're like, hey, I can do the fitness challenge this season, but I can't tap into the book club, or all I got time for is the book club. I can't do the fitness challenge. So it's a really good opportunity for people, again, to discover, as Denise said, a life of wellness that really is real, like realistic, right? Like, it's not this ethereal thing that's kind of out there and looks cute. It's like real life stuff that we're doing in this community.
So it is customizable to their everyday or just what they need. So you
The
mentioned,
solutions are,
what does the fitness challenge entail? Like, what are you challenging yourself to do? Just to be better,
Oh, okay.
to lose weight? Like, what is the goal for your fitness
Yeah.
challenge?
So as we said, we really look at how do we introduce you to things that you can then take and morph and determine what does this mean for me, right? So there are people who are in the gym 2 times a day and killing it, right? That are in our community, and they are like literally, they're fitness influencers. They are people who are like straight up goals, right? Like they're not like trying to get the summer body because they had it like 3 years ago and they still got it. You know what I mean? So there are people who are definitely killing it. And then there are people like myself who had a baby and was like, I've worked out like 5 times since I had my son 2 years
I
ago.
don't have an excuse. I'm just plushy.
Excuses are not, right? Like, we know what excuses are, but like sometimes we have the plethora, right? We introduce concepts, partners, ideas, solutions.
Yes.
Our current fitness challenge and our current partnership, we have a partnership with a brand called Fight Camp. And basically what they are is, it's a mobile app, but they have equipment that you can actually use to track your workouts in real time. So if you've ever done a boxing class at like a gym, you have reps that go underneath your boxing gloves, and you have your gloves and you do your class, and you're kind of like, I think I did good because I feel like whatever, I'm sweating like crazy, but you don't really actually know, right? So what Fight Camp has done is they've created essentially a fitness technology product. It's little trackers that go in the wraps, and it literally tells you the instructor in this class threw 300 punches, you threw 270, and this was the power behind that. It was at the power of like 80 punches or whatever, right? These are just examples.
Yep.
So this is our current partner we're working with for the bloom season, the spring season.
Yep.
We basically bring on a new partner each season, and we run a 30-day challenge. This partner, so anybody who is a part of our community or joined the fitness challenge outright, they essentially got like 200, like all of that equipment that we just mentioned is like over $250 of value, and they got a 45-day free trial. And in the app, there's over 3,000 classes, right? So you have me and Kayla. We also have in the Betterness Society, we have a community. We have daily prompts. You can go in there. You can find somebody who's local to work out with. You can try to encourage us. You can challenge us. It's just a whole community that's in an enclosed space, so it's a safer space, right? Like sometimes people don't want to share those things. If I'm like new to it, I don't necessarily want to share that on social media, but I might want to share it within a community. I might not have, the community in my friend group, or I might be the only one in my friends doing it. So we have a kind of an enclosed community where people can have that conversation and have the support that they need. But like I said, our challenge is work out 25 minutes minimum for 30 days in a row.
Right.
We give you the resource, which is the Fight Camp resource. That is an extensive, literally an in-home boxing solution that you can use as a resource to try to achieve that goal. And then we also have a grand prize. Somebody's going to be winning a full in-home like boxing experience, right, of the people who are participating in the challenge. So we do that once a quarter.
Yeah.
And it's in, like I said, like Kayla mentioned, actually, it's ingrained in the actual community and membership.
And it's different every season, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing Fight Camp this season, but next time it might be a Peloton, or next time it might be an Orange Theory, right? So it gives, again, we are literally the go-to place for the discovery, right? You're trying to discover and try new things and see what works for you. And then some people just get bored with certain things. And so they like to try and say, okay, I'm going to commit to this and do it in community with people. And when she said challenge, it really is a challenge. There is Team Dallas and Team Chicago, okay? And we are serious about it.
But we're in Chicago today, so Team Chicago's winning.
Are they? Are they
think
though?
so.
I brought my wraps. So I'm visiting Chicago right now, and I packed my wraps ready to get my numbers in. And then I text some people on Team Dallas like, y'all, Team Chicago, they are quiet but deadly. I literally used those words when I texted them. I said, Team Dallas, let's go. We got to get this.
It's friendly competition.
Is it friendly? Just kidding.
Friendly competition is always nice, but it sounds like Kayla's ready to knock somebody out. No.
Oh, always.
Thank you. Listen,
It's okay.
go to Instagram.
She's on my team, so we're all good.
Y'all see what
You team Chicago. You team to Chicago right now. Denise, so you mentioned that you just had a baby 2 years ago.
He's 2, yeah.
Okay, and it's a boy. You said.
Yes.
Okay, what's his name?
AJ. He's a junior, so Aaron Jr.
Okay, and how do you like find yourself balancing? I know you have another business. You're COO for Betterness. Like, how are you balancing between momhood, all these businesses that you have, traveling? Like, how are you managing all of that?
Finding harmony is a daily pursuit. And I would say I don't necessarily try to balance it all. I try to be present in wherever I am at that moment. So if it's open communication, right? So my husband and I are both entrepreneurs. And I'm a full-time, like we do not have any childcare services, help, anything, right? So it is the two of us in the house.
Tornado, my favorite tornado of all life. I love him so much. I can't wait to see it.
Yes, he's amazing. But he is a busy 2-year-old, and I am at home with him, or my husband is at home with him when I'm not there. He is there with him right now, right? So a lot of it is just like very, very clear, open communication. We tell our team, like, Denise has a 2-year-old jumping on her neck. So when I come to sit down at the computer, when I come to a meeting, like, please understand that, like, things need to be easy for me to focus, tap in, and execute, because if it's any kind of difficult, if I can't find a password, I can't log in, I can't find the document, I can't find this, that, and the other, and things are just not like in order. We use Asana, we have Notion, we have a lot of different systems in place that allow me to like tap in when I can, get stuff done, be productive, and
Yeah.
then tap out when I need to. So I would say it's relying on, the team to be able, and Kayla, this woman is heaven sent. Like,
Oh,
I'm better now, but my capacity the first year and a half, I was like
that's
a
rough.
wreck, an absolute wreck. And so just having a solid team of people that are like, they understand, they actually care about your well-being. They're like, go sleep because I know you didn't sleep. And then having the support network in the house where, like I said, with my husband, with him being an entrepreneur, myself being an entrepreneur, we just have to have very, very clear communication lines, open lines of communication, and very clear on like, okay, these are the 2 or 3 things that I have to absolutely do today. I can't focus on trying to knock off an entire to-do list. It's okay, babe, like I need this amount of time and I got to get these 3 things done. And then he lays his things down, right? And we're very, very, because we're very hands-on with our son. So we just have to make sure that it all balances out. So
Yeah.
open communication, systems, teams, people, and a little bit of grace for yourself and the people around you.
A
right?
lot of
I think
grace.
a lot of
Please.
grace.
Because it's a
Uh,
lot.
Love her
Yeah,
grace.
it's a lot.
We love grace at MILFPRENEUR.
Grace allows you to understand that like there are going to be days when you can't do it all, and I think that that's like I was actually working full time too. So I was working full time. We were running these businesses, and I had a 1 year. Like that's when he was like 1. And so literally just I don't even know, like sometimes you can't focus, but like doing the work that we're doing, trying like leading the business, you have to be able to focus. So I find that those things that I mentioned are the things that allow me to kind of like clear the air and clear the space a little bit to get moments of time where I can actually really be impactful.
Yeah.
I love that you have like a support system because you have to have that type of support. I mean, you have your partner, you have your husband, and to have that support system in your team that understands you is so important for entrepreneurs. And it's great that your husband is an entrepreneur too because he kind of grasps what you're going through too. Like you said, I need to get 1, 2, 3 done today. It's non-negotiable. Like, how are we going to do this? So open communication is very important, especially in a relationship, any relationship, honestly, to make sure that everything is running smoothly. So good for you that you guys have, kind of figured that out already with your son only being 2, because sometimes it can take years to figure out, okay, how are we going to do this? It's really hard to grasp that. So,
No, I will add actually, because I think the thing that allows us to get to that point quicker maybe than some is a common shared goal as to like what we're trying to achieve. So I definitely have that with Kayla, in terms of like what are we trying to achieve with this business. That allows me to understand like how do I need to show up, and then at home, in with the family structure with my husband, we have a very clear directive of like where are we taking this family and what are we trying to do, and that allows us to both be like, okay, well, if that's what we're trying to get, like this is what I need to do, and it kind of allows us to back in. So I do have a very clear common goal on the things that I'm putting effort and time towards. I know what the end goal is. I'm not just working in operating in today. I'm operating for the future, and so it allows me to kind of like navigate that a little bit better, if that makes sense.
absolutely, absolutely, it does make a lot of sense. For your guys' business, what is something that you wish you two knew before getting into Betterness?
That's a great question. I think I wish so many things. Um, wish we knew. I think kind of what you were talking about before, actually, which was that we listen to our customers, right? I think we were doing the best we could, right? We created a company out of a need that we both had. We said, okay, we need consistency and wellness, and we're passionate about it. So let's start this business because we don't see anyone out there doing it in a way that actually makes sense to us. And so many other boxes and subscription memberships have come and gone. Like the longevity that we've had is admirable. I'm very proud to say that we're still here and going. But I think if we had done a lot more of the, okay, we've got these 60 subscribers and they're paying monthly. Let's figure out let's ask them and talk to them a lot more, rather than just assume that, hey, it's spring, so everybody wants to work out. Like, maybe they want to work out in summer, maybe they want to work out in fall. Like, we got to figure out better ways to do that. So I definitely wish I would have known that. I wish I would have had a little bit more of like, I guess it's boundaries, right? And I'm still learning this, girl. Listen, for the single folks out there that don't have kids, it can be a lot too, because the thought is, well, I don't have those things pulling at my schedule, so I have more time. I have all the time. And then you fill all of your time. And then you're like, bags under your eyes. We both showing up at calls, bags under our eyes. What is happening? Like, this should not be a thing. And so and I'm trying to do much better with like having more boundaries around saying like, no, shut the laptop. The work is always going to be there. And then just being very strategic and almost surgical with the time that you do have. So kind of like Denise is saying, I think when you become a mother, you kind of have no choice but to be like, no, I only have this amount of time to do X, Y, and Z. And so for me, I just wish I had a lot of more of that in the beginning. And just understanding and making sure to talk to those customers a lot more, so that, it took us this long to get to the point where we are now, but we are like hyper focused on what our customers want, what do mothers want, what do they need, what are their challenges, how can we actually show up for them in the community in real life so that they get what they need to be successful. So yeah.
I'm glad that you brought up boundaries, because boundaries are very important. I said you found yourself almost like a yes woman. Like, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do that. Sure, I don't have any kids. I can do that right now. And it's great that you guys both have different, lifestyles where, Kayla's a, single hot lady out here. And
Well,
you have
thank
Denise,
you.
a single, a hot mama trying to,
Yes.
and you guys both understand the needs of these two different lifestyles.
Yep.
So to be able to combine both lifestyles in one box, that's amazing that you guys have been able to do that. So that's good. Kudos to you two, because it's not easy. Um, Looks like you guys are doing really well. And like you said, to be able to have your longevity of how long you guys have had your box for is outstanding. So you guys are doing something right, right?
Yes, appreciate that.
Of course. My last question I'm going to ask you two is, can you share a moment where you felt like giving up? Because as entrepreneurs, I feel like, we're ready to like just throw in the towel. Times are tough. I mean, especially with what's going on right now in our world, like it's like craziness,
Yes.
So
The
where's the time
world's
that you
on
felt like, oh
fire,
my God,
okay?
I can't do this. Like, should we have even done this? Should we have stuck with something else, or share a time with us?
Which time should we talk?
I know
There's so
a couple
many.
times a day. I mean, seriously, like if I'm being 100% honest, it could be 100 times a day. But for me, it really goes back to kind of what I was talking about of that common shared goal, right? Like I know that Kayla like puts her blood, sweat, and tears into everything that we do, and I meet her. It's as simple as that, right? We've created Betterness as a brainchild from literally. I'm getting emotional. Like I'm not the most emotional person. She's usually the crier, but like that kind of question every single day, I'm just like, why are we different? Like, why do we have to keep going? Why should we keep pushing forward? And it's because I know that like us not doing that, like what we are trying to do like we're just pawns in the game.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But if I don't show up, if Kayla doesn't show up, like the vision that we have and the impact that we actually want to make, like doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And so every single day,
Yeah.
I literally, I'm sitting here with literally like a migraine right now, just because I probably haven't eaten. I had crackers and like yogurt or something today. Cause like, I'm just like, I'm gonna eat after this, but like, sometimes life just happened, right? But like every single day when I'm literally like, you don't feel good, you don't, whatever, things are not like you look at the bank account and you're kind of like, dang, like what's going on? Like, is this whatever? All of those little things like hit you and you're seriously like, dang, like, should we keep going?
Yeah.
Literally, it hits me like a couple times a day. But I keep showing up because I know she's going to keep showing up. And I know that, like, us showing up is doing what we're supposed to be doing for our business model. We haven't even really, like, scratched the surface
Yeah.
of the level of things that like the way that it's all connected and the people that we could work together and how everybody like who's a partner of ours in some capacity, when we see progress, when we're on the news, like the other brands are getting shine too, right? Like we are like literally have built this in a way for not just, it's not about Denise and Kayla, it's for like
Everybody wins.
literally everybody wins, right? And so because of that, like honestly, the long-term shared goal, that's why I keep showing up. But the desire and the thought to be like, why are you different? Like, why don't you just go get a job? Like, why don't you whatever? Like up and down every single day. You know what I mean? Like all the questions hit me every single day.
It is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'll say that like you and y'all know MILFPRENEURS, you know, right? You show up because it's something that like you can't even sleep. You wake up in the morning in the middle of the night, or you just have this burning desire to make the impact that you're called to. And so when there's a call on your life, like you said, it's not really about us. It's about the impact that we're going to make based on that calling. And so for me, being a Christian that really, really does love Jesus, I had to, a couple years ago, it's above me now. It's above me now. So anytime I see the bank account and we're like, wonder how that is, which transaction today? Which
We haven't had it.
Where did that come from?
we haven't had any declined transactions. We haven't had any declined transactions, and we may, but it's fine. It'll be fine. That won't mean that we're like, well, we're done, right? Like to me,
Right.
there is no option. This business has morphed so many times based on where I feel like God has been bringing us. But like yesterday, we just had a call with a free consultant on our business side where she's going to help us completely strategize things for free. That's like somebody that God literally placed in our path. Today we had a whole today we had a whole conversation about the consumer side. That's completely going to be free exposure and integration and data that we didn't even ask for. Like, this is what I mean. This is the reason why we don't quit. So yes, there are many times we feel, especially when you see the bank account and you see the different things not working, right? We spent thousands and thousands of dollars last year on marketing, and we have not yet seen an ROI on that. Breaks my heart every time because we had to make this, and didn't have to, but we made this faith move, and then we didn't see the fruits of that labor. And so that really hurt. But of course, we learned a lot of lessons, right? We learned to move a little bit slower, and that helped us really tap into some of that customer feedback and make sure that we're showing up on the platforms and using the right processes and systems and all of the things, right? So we learned a lot from it, but was it an expensive lesson? And so for me, it's a real spiritual thing. It's deeper than just, oh no, I don't feel good, and so I'm going to quit. It's showing up in a way that's like, oh, we actually have $1 million, right? We have so much money. I can't even, what are we gonna do with all this money? I don't know. It's like, that's how I show up, because I know that's what this call has given us, so that we can make this impact. We know that Black and brown women need this. So it's like, if they need this, we're going to show up for it, and we know we're the ones to actually do it in an impactful way where it actually makes a difference and doesn't waste their money and doesn't, create another bill that they don't get anything from. It's like, no, you're going to get value over here, right? And so for that to happen, we can't quit. We can't stop.
Yeah. I think the other piece of that, Kayla said she shows up like we have $1 million in the bank account every single day, right?
I do.
If you're a solopreneur, that's hard to do, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like the person who's always got to be on or whatever, right? I think that's like one of the kind of like sweet spots of being able to have a partnership.
Yeah.
There are going to be days when she has to pick me up off the ground. There are going to be days when I have to pick her up off the ground, right?
Yeah.
Or like I show up with the idea and she's like, oh yeah, or some new information comes, from either way. And so I think that's one of the things that I've also just valued. Like I'm more of a realist. So Denise ain't showing up like,
Makes sense.
Like we got $1 million in the bank every single day when we don't, right? So
operations lady said, and where? And I said, just imagine it.
But you need those ideas to keep coming in. You need the big vision, and then You have somebody like, and that's why we actually work very well
for
together.
sure.
Because then I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like, how do we then
Bring it down. A little bit.
prioritize that and lay that out in a way that's actually
Absolutely.
manageable, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, just wanted to add that because it's like it doesn't work without the both of us.
Yeah.
I think at this point,
Yeah.
the way that our business runs, it really, really benefits by having
Yep.
the kind of like yin and yang that
Absolutely.
we bring to the table.
Absolutely.
You guys complement each other very well. So
Yes, we do.
that's great. I love that. And you mentioned you haven't even hit the surface of your business plan. What is something that your consumers or members or someone interested into your membership that they can look forward to soon? You don't have to give too much sauce out, but just something a little bit, something that, they can look forward to upcoming quarters.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. We just launched the Betterness Society, right? And so that is literally kind of what we are exposing people to. I think one of the things that people can look forward to is just that community aspect, right? One, the world is on fire and it's crazy. Like, you got to get off of Instagram, sis. Stop doom scrolling because you are going to find yourself 2 hours later in a depressed state. So getting off the internet and getting outside is really something that we're looking forward to doing a lot more. And so right now we're looking for partners that are corporate partners that have that same mission of getting people outside. And so working with people, getting these products into their hands and really having experiences that are tangible. One of the things that we're talking about is like making the tangible intangible, right? So it's like, yes, it's a product, but the experience that you had with it is completely intangible. You met your next best friend, right? You met your new mom wine club, book club, right? Like whatever that looks like, because you were at Betterness's event. And so, not tomorrow, Saturday, we actually have an event here called Chicago in Bloom that Denise planned. We have over almost like 50 women that are going to come out to it.
Men and women, I think it's
Men and women. Yeah, men and women are coming out to it. But yes, in real life events, because that is what is going to heal us. Like, I was literally just talking to somebody about this. Like, the Black Panthers were onto something, right? Like, they had all of these things that were self-sufficient, right? Like, they made their own products, they made their own meal plans, they had fitness challenges and all of these things. It's kind of like we have this mini version of that we're trying to make sure people are just holistically well. And so in order to do that, you have to get out in the streets and introduce people to your brand, but also create these experiences where people can show up and actually change the trajectory of their life. Like I said, find their next best friend, find a community that they've been looking for a long time, and that actually, again, changes how they approach their own wellness. And find those commonalities with each other.
Yeah, and that's to me, that's kind of like the day-to-day application of your self-care. But we also are in the process of creating a wellness directory. So you actually have one-on-one connection or access to actual like subject matter experts, therapists, things of that sort as well, in different categories that we've identified that kind of align with the work that you're doing. So we know that people don't always have like a friend that they could just say like, hey girl, let's go out for a walk. We become that on the day-to-day application piece of it, but then Kala and Denise are not therapists.
Right.
We work with, and we have a podcast where we actually interview subject matter experts, therapists in their field and things of that sort.
My therapist said yes to the group therapy. I forgot to tell you.
Perfect. We have group therapy sessions that we work with therapists, and that's once a season as well, right? So like we actually also, we want you to. There's different ways to do self-care. If it's I need a walk today, you have somebody in our community, you can actually connect with people locally, right? Like, hey, I'm in Chicago. Anybody else in Chicago in this neighborhood want to do this thing? So you can do that in addition to finding legitimate care if there are any like more serious mental conditions that you might be experiencing that you want to actually have a vetted
health
resource for.
Yeah, like it literally, y'all know the group chat, anybody got an OB, I don't
Right.
like the one that I have right now, right?
Right. We
Like,
asked for
Right.
nail tech. We asked for,
yes.
you know,
Who does your nails, girl? Right? Like, it's literally the one place that we want women to come to and men to come to so that they can have like trusted, right? Kind of vetted places that they can go, whether that be health practitioners or, yeah, the nail lady that's down the street in your neighborhood.
And where
but you
can
can't give that to everybody because you don't want the appointments to be all booked.
No,
At least it's like,
we're not gatekeeping over here, okay? You
listen,
better
no
get in there, get your
gatekeeping.
appointment.
I might be a little bit, just depending on the day, depending on the
Cause
service.
your nail lady, show me your nails. Her nails are
These are
always
like
so
3 weeks
fly, but
old,
they're
but
so fly. Look
That's
at
good
that.
though. No
like 3 weeks
lift.
old.
Shout out
She
to the
just,
nail lady. You ain't gotta put her right now. It's okay, but shout out to the nail lady. So anyone interested in
put it up.
becoming a member with Betterness, where can they sign up?
Yes, so you can go to betternessbox.com. So Betterness is better wellness, BETTERNESS box BOX.com, and just click on become a member. That easy. You'll have 3 plans that you can choose from. There's a breakdown of the value of each of them. These prices will never, like, we're never going to have these prices again, so they'll only go up from here. I suggest you go in and get into the membership now, and then you'll be, given all the emails and stuff like that to sign up and get into the app where you can actually see who is in your neighborhood and what's the next event that's happening or the exclusive meetup if you're on the Rise or Thrive plan. And so check out betternessbox.com, look at the different offerings there, and then get ready for your next box so that you can get excited about that as it shows up, like I said, automated. Every 3 months you just get this self-care kit that just reminds you, especially as a mother. I can only imagine, like, oh yeah, I am a person. Like, I need to take care of
Right.
myself, right? Like, y'all be all in. And so I think it's a great solution for mothers who need that consistent self-care for sure.
Okay. Well, Kala and Denise, it was very nice having you on our podcast today. I really appreciate you guys making the time to come on here and talk about Betterness Box. And I can't wait to see where you guys take this because, I mean, you guys have been rocking it so far. So,
Thank you very much.
This has been great. Thank you for having us. And then don't forget to follow us on Betterness Box everywhere as well, because we be out here doing some fun little content creation things. I have a little boxing post that went out today. I'm very excited about.
okay. Well, follow them on Instagram. And do you guys have TikTok also, or
We
just
do.
Yeah, we're on Instagram, TikTok. On YouTube is where you can find the Good, Better, Betterness. So it's our podcast where we're interviewing a lot of other people as well.
Yep.
And there's just a lot of different content. So primarily, we also have playlists though. So if you're on Spotify,
Ooh.
hashtag Better Vibes. We have about 30 playlists.
Resident DJ, y'all ain't ready, okay? There's like over 30, right?
There's about, I think we're on 30 like this coming
30
season.
playlists, y'all. From,
Ish.
I mean, we've been around for a minute.
For like the last 8. So
Yeah.
each playlist captures
Fire.
the essence of the season that we
Fire.
were in at that time, right?
They're
cool.
so good.
So yeah, there's
Yeah.
super creative? All right, ladies. Well, you have an excellent time in Chicago, and we'll talk to y'all later.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.